I did a lot of drawings when I was a kid, and then painting out a skate park and that when I was a teenager. Slowly over time that just transitioned into my art stuff now. So growing up on the Sunshine Coast in Nambour, I was at the skate park there, sort of where the energy was. So I sort of wanted to get involved and I just wanted to keep doing it. Walls are my favourite surface. Spray paint's good for that. So I guess it's like whatever the surface is, you'll use the medium that's right for it. And then obviously canvases, like I can come home and then just paint like on something else, and then you can move it around as well. It's portable. A lot of the European artists and graffiti writers, that fast energy, and then the boldness, the work as well. One minute I'll be interested in someone that I've seen online, and then I'll see something in person in a gallery and I'll get completely inspired by that. You want to kind of create something new and evolve. It's I guess as a kid, I used to travel a lot in public transport. I was always fascinated by the city, and then trains were this really interesting thing where it moves people from one place to another, and it's like a moving building, you know what I mean? You could identify where you were. If you're in Sydney, you could see the train was that specific model. If you're in Brisbane, you could see it was that specific model. Seeing all the train lines painted. I remember that was some of my biggest inspirational moments, I guess, when I was younger. Going to Europe as well, interrail around all of Europe. That was our means to travel around. For me, it's just this object that I really enjoy looking at. It has a sort of a style, and it has a face to it and a body. Try to express in art my environment. I sort of got to this point where I was I want to evolve away from that, and then also realizing a lot of my work didn't involve nature. Nature's completely wild and abstract and left to your own imagination in a sense. It actually gives you more freedom because you're not refined to doing something exactly how it should be. A flower doesn't grow the exact same every single time, One of the favourite ones was the No.One's Paradise design, all different elements that the network sort of associate with the spray can. So you got your art side of it, and then you've got your music notes coming out of the spray nozzle. Then you also got the microphone, which is the music and the rap side of it, the Paradise. But then it's blending into the dice in front. It's kind of like a gamble, life is kind of like a gamble, and what we're doing as creatives could be seen as a gamble. Yeah, I'm glad to be part of it. They've really got me on board for something pretty cool. You know what I mean? Could have never imagined something like this, happening back in my day. Having a bunch of creatives coming through and wanting to team up and actually put some energy together to build something as a network. I've never really tried to make plans for my future, so let it organically unfold, If I have an idea and I put it out there, generally that will create a reaction. My approach to the future is just sort of keep doing what I love and have fun what I'm doing, and then that should bring whatever's meant to be to me instead of me kind of searching for it. That's what I've learned. It's the best way to go about it. When you force things to happen, sometimes it's a little artificial. So living up on the Sunshine Coast, I kind of wanted more out of life. Moving down to Brisbane for a while, squatting and just living on couches and that for a few months. I actually met a friend from England and was why don't you come to Europe? So yeah, I got a working holiday visa and just went over there when I was 17. So based in UK in London, and then yeah, as I said, I got the interrail tickets, and then you just catch trains everywhere in Europe, Far East Europe, up to Scandinavia, down to Italy, down to Sicily, all through Germany, Holland, Copenhagen, Sweden, France, and then that just you go to one place and that'll just excite you to go to the next place, and you'll meet someone who knows someone else in a different city, and you go to that place on the streets. I was camping and sleeping on bridges and on couches, and that, be out in that environment and get the most out of it. Any spot you wanted, and with whoever you wanted. This is proper living, being full free, doing whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. You get to a point over there where it's yeah, the winters are cold, the winters are fucking cold. You're trying to sleep under a bridge or in a tent, and it's there's snow around you. You just get to a point where it's okay, I gotta come back to Australia, at some point. Come back with this new fresh energy and bringing that into Brisbane. This is the new playground, if I go somewhere, I always feel home's here. And if you can go somewhere and get inspired or get some other inspiration and bring it back, I think that's really cool. Instead of living that wild life that a lot of people used to live, it's how do you bring that into my art, say now? Yeah, bringing exactly that raw energy from back in the day in Brisbane into my artwork. Here's the system that we live in, sort of like developing something where, yeah, again, a society or community is developing or like benefiting from it, but I can also create my own thing, but then also have the freedom to go back and like do my own work whenever I want, sort of thing. Again, that's an evolution in itself. Like there's things that I've done, say jobs that I've done that I'm like, oh, I'd never do that again. But then it's like, what jobs would I take on, or what, if I was to do that again, how would I approach that next time? Well, like it's helping me grow as a person and like discover new people, new friends, and it's just like, it was like a pathway for me to follow. How can everyone benefit from this? How can, you know, like I be myself inside a society and we all benefit from it? You'll find like, you know, what you love and what your passion is by being out there and like following like your true self, like your heart, you know, what feels right, and not just trying to like fit into something. It's a natural human thing to do, is to like try and fit in with your tribe. Don't ever like let that strip you of like your true raw energy. Don't let things externally take over how you're feeling internally, you know. Humans, I think, are thriving to like be free in a sense, you know, like you can't just do the same thing every day for the rest of your life. You're gonna go crazy, you know. So it's like, what's your freedom, what's your outlet, what's your escape, so you can sort of really figure out who you are as a human and what your ability is, you know, like how are you using your energy. The energy is kind of real, you know, it's like it's inside of you and you're sort of like giving it out to the world. Do something that is true to you. It will come out the right way, or the right people will understand it, or you will attract the right people. Like actually be yourself 110%.